Alright, you ready?
Yep.
Had a big impact. So we'll keep talking. Tap up again to the centre. Good tackle there. Holds his arm. Umpire gave him a long time to get that out. Wasn't going anywhere. Give it to me. Bounce it up again in the centre. Strong tackle there by Sam Gray. Over the top. Kick off the ground. Player scramble. Ruckman, Draper slams his boot into it. Head over the ball. Scramble. Double tackle. Not going anywhere.
Yeah, Wiestra doing a lot of heavy work there in the middle. Quite crowded. Up the ball up again. Now Brighton will get a clearance. Looked like Draper taking it forward into the forward 50, but it's Port District's relieving. Pushing it out wide, but Brighton with the numbers.
Good hands by Nigel Osborne there.
Murphy gets his left foot.
Passanidi kicks down the line to the player.
Yeah, and
defender gets his hands in, gets the spoil out of bounds it goes.
Good defence from Loy there.
Going to throw in on the wing, right in front of our commentary position. Lovely throw in. Ruckman takes front position, knocks it forward. Nigel Osborne comes through, Ricky O'Loughlin, John Cock picks it back. Otis Carty kicks forward. 1-on-1, man in front gets the spoil, hands over the back. Kenny Carpenter, great hands to the man running past. Goes backwards again. Tom Smush looks, settles, kicks to space. Player decides to let it bounce. He's got the run of it here. Takes him on, gets caught. Taken to ground, the crowd yell ball. But he lets him go because he got the handball out. Still scrambling.
Yeah, Higgins has done well there, but then he's coughed it up.
Players scrambling the ball through. Knocks the ball out of bounds. Deep in for the forward pocket there for Port Districts.
We'll get another throw in. Looks like McKay taking the ruck for Port Districts now. Goes over the back towards Carpenter. He goes to ground. Now clearing kick from Seagull. Marked out there on the outer side by Brighton. Chip short to the skipper. And then a run on through the corridor. Oh. Potential mark of the day from Jake Tarker. He plays on as soon as he can. And a nice pass. Chance for a goal, shot at goal here from Aaron Warner. He's probably just inside 50, might be right on his range. And it'll be against the breeze. Shaping up like he'll take a shot. Not much movement ahead of him. Jarman Seagull sneaking around the back, potentially looking for a pass out wide, but he's going to take a shot. Long approach, left foot, but it's out to the left, coming back, but not enough. 1 point to Brighton.
Good play there by Brighton as they moved that ball from the half-back line mark. Little handball, short kick, little handball. Great mark by Jake Tarker under a lot of pressure. Gives them a set-on shot on goal. Kick out from full-back, short. He looks, plays on quickly. Long and high to the wing. It's all Brighton there. Two players don't talk to each other, but Jarman Seagull takes a good mark. He looks straight away, rolls to the right-hand side, and helicopters it straight back into the centre-half forward area. Players fly. Hands to it, hits the ground. Handball out, quick kick. Alex Deanoff looks again, good spoil.
Yeah, good fish from Murphy. Lachlan John Cock, there's a man out the back for Brighton. Might be Bennett. 15 or 20 metres out, only a slight angle. This should be Brighton's first goal.
That's called the commentator's curse, mate.
He is. He will be kicking out of this some of the rain-affected or mud-affected ground, but certainly within his distance and within his capabilities. It's home. Might have been Francis, actually, that kicked that. And that gives Brighton a 1 point lead.
Yes, again, good energy from both sides here at the moment. Brighton having two good attacks forward. Takes the mark. It was a beautiful lead. Put it out in front of him on the right side. It just landed in his arms. 10-15 out. Dropped it low. Put it straight through the middle.
Yeah, and Seagal and Murphy, I think, have done well to keep it, build a bit of a wall back here across the centre and keep it a Brighton territory game.
Back in the centre. Back in the centre. Umpire, second umpire standing on the boundary there has seen a
Plenty
Brighton
might have been in
player.
the square. Yeah, didn't get out quick enough.
But he's been ignored and the umpire's thrown it up. Jack Ferns in the rucks. Liam Ferns in the ruck, should I say. Jumps, kicks backwards. Spoil, crunch of players. Handball over the top. Casanidi gets the ball. Looks down the wing. Over the back. Ferns again runs it. Two players. Gets a bad bounce here. Liam Ferns picks it up. Chased by Osborne. Gets his kick away in time. It's 1-on-1. Players grapple and it rolls out of bounds. Now, interesting call here. Boundary umpire's calling it touch. He's too far away to know.
Yeah,
Goal umpire puts his hand up and says it's the last touch rule. And boundary umpire gets the right of way by saying it was touched closer to where he was, and there's going to be a boundary throw up in the forward pocket.
Okay, good stoppage opportunity here for Districts. Looks like McKay taking the ruck this time. Stacks on the mill and be another ball up. About 20 metres out from Port District's goal. A lot of players around the ball up. Struggling to get it out. Umpy puts his whistle to his mouth and it'll be another ball up. No space to operate in here for any players. Murphy had a bit of a go at getting it out, but good tackle by Broadbent. And it might be Hawkins trying to clear it, but it's gone a mile in the air. Smush gets a handball.
Anthony Adam handballs the ball backwards. Short kick out, and they've got to be relieving marks. Slow it down, let the players gather, as they're all behind the ball at the moment, Brighton. And that's the only kick he can do, is sideways and backwards, as he finds Dwayne McGarry. He looks. Kicks sideways to Ty Murphy in the back pocket. No one on the mark. Plays on quickly. Kicks long, low and hard. Beautiful kick. Finds Jack Plenty on the half-back flank. Plays on straight away. Turns onto his left. Kicks long and high this time. Two players. Rove picked up beautifully by Jack Francis. Handball over to Tim Dixon, the ruckman, who kicks it in forward. It's 2-on-1. There's a scramble. Great hands by the Districts player. Gets it out wide. Brighton are the first players back there. Hands over. Left foot check side. Smothered off the ground, handballs back past again, kicks left, lovely kick, finds Lamb Ferns on the outside. He looks, goes straight inward this time into the centre of the ground, big wrist weight kicking with the ground, plays on quickly, hands, running past. Sam Gray fumbles, picks it up, recover, quick underground kick, finds Cooper Gaffney, turns onto his left, and there's a beautiful kick, finds Shane Batty coming out from full forward on the lead. 25 metres out, straight in front. Oh my God, that was good ball carriage there. A lot of play. Well done, Sam Gray.
Yeah,
even though
nice
he fumbled,
pass from
kept
Sam
his
Gray.
head over the ball.
Clever.
Little underground kick there. Cooper Gaffney finishes the job. James Batty, been kicking a lot of goals the last couple of weeks. Pretty reliable. Straight in front, a little bit of left to right on the breeze. Let's see if he can finish the job. Sneaks in beautifully. Just chips at it. He's chipped at it and expected the wind to throw it from left to right, and gave it a little bit too much left, and the wind didn't blow, and it's through for a point. As we look on the scoreboard, the Sportal scoreboard, we've got Brighton at 1-1, and I reckon now we've got Port Districts at 1-2, leading by a point. Ball's gone over the back. Young fella's gone to get the ball, and Brighton about to kick the ball back in.
Yeah, it's Adam who's going to bring it back into play. Not a lot of movement for him. Murphy's offering something short and wide, but it looks like he'll go a bit longer. Draper might be the target. Seagal gave a good contest, but it's going to be a free kick to Port Districts. Going the way of Wiestra. Might have shaken him up a bit. He's all right now, and he goes short, and it's effective. taken by Heffernan. Looking to go inside 50, fairly static. It's short-ish to a contest. Hurried kick out by Brighton. That might have been Tom Dermody getting his first touch, the young 16-year-old having his first game. Just getting involved there for Brighton. Ball in, Weister in the ruck again, takes front position, it's the slide advantage. Bennett making a contest and we'll get another ball up.
Tom Dermody, you said there, Mark, started on the bench, 16-year-old junior from Brighton, playing his first game after a couple of best songs in the B grade, so great play. Tap over that, Ricky caught with a handball. Good handball backwards there by Harrison Boyle. Ball smothered. Liam Ferns kicks long, hard, low, strong. Oh, going straight onto the chest of Batty until the hand of Chris Broadbent gets in there with a spoil, knocks it out. It's still in play. Gavin Shepherd just sticks it up into the air, and I'm telling you what's happened here.
That wind's taken it through.
The players have run over the goal umpire. That's gone through. Oh my goodness me! How has that gone through?
I think it's off the boot of Shepherd.
Definitely off the boot of Shepherd. That is an ORTC goal of the week contender.
Definitely a contender.
Kicks the ball up from the point post. He knew he couldn't kick it hard, but he allowed for was there any wind, and as the players scrambled on the line, the poor old goal umpire got bundled over. But he did know that it was over the line, and a really good call there for an interesting goal. Port Districts take the lead, 2 goals 1 to 1 goal 1. Brighton playing very well and up to the standard of this game and very, very much in it.
Yeah, Carthy will be a little bit disappointed. Probably turned it over with the short kick there across the centre going back into the corridor.
Big punch forward by the Brighton player. However, comes out the back. Port Districts go forward, smother over the top. Tom Gray recovers well. Handballs, Jason Nichols puts his head over the ball, taps it forward. Off the ground, scrambled play here. Head over the ball, tap forward. Beautiful flick on by Jarman Segal. Kicks it forward only to Cooper Gaffney. Rolls quickly onto his left. Low, hard, smothering kick. Finds, I'm really sure that's Sam Gray.
Yep, that's going to work.
Sam Gray looking right on the... What's he going to do? He's right on the goal line.
Brighton
right
with numbers
50.
back.
Goes short, finds a man out wide. Everyone was looking in the corridor there, but decided to go wide and finds Harrison Hawkins, who is still looking inward,
I think he might have a shot, Jim.
Not sure he's got the confidence of this, but we watched in the B grade game and they were kicking it from this distance.
Breeze will be helping if he can start it at the left post.
He's given it a lovely leg, but he's gone right-hand post and therefore it misses to the near side. Through for a point. 2 goals 2 on the Sportal scoreboard. Port Districts, 1 goal 1 Brighton. Jack Plenty takes the kick in this time. Plenty of room. Port boys well back off the mark. Plays on quickly. Turns onto that beautiful left foot. Kicks low and hard. Yep. Finds Harrison Boyle.
Good mitts from Moyle.
Boyle looks sideways. Finds Tom Dermody.
Yep, here's a young fella looking to get his first kick. Back to him.
Backed up
nice bit of pace.
Hands out wide to Harrison Boyle again, smothered. Gaffney bends down, picks up the ball, gets ridden into the back, and the umpire agrees. Push in the back. Cooper Gaffney will pick up, turn to his left, looks long and wide like he always does, wants to open the game up. Will it make his man out there? Yes, it does. Goes out.
Got a paddock out there, Passanidi.
Daniel Passanidi. Kicks forward, they've opened the game up, Port Districts.
Good tackle.
Could have gone on his left and got the kick then, but turned back to his right, got caught, holding the ball as he got pulled sideways with his kick. Brighton kick forward to the wing, up, good mark.
Yep, that works to Osborne. Feigning for a 50. His kick's out wide, and it'll find Wellesby, I think, out there. He might be just outside his range given the breeze, but he's showing a bit of confidence there. He'll kick from right on 50, I would say. So this to keep things very, very tight. plenty of numbers in the square. Miller makes a bit of a lead, changes his mind. It's not going to be a goal. Quick clearing kick by Port Districts, but it's going to come straight back because it's been marked by Adam. He's outside his range, but dishes off to Murphy, and Murphy, a nice long drop punt. Pots it up to the top of the square again. There's plenty of Port District numbers there. Wellsby caught. Off to Tarker, who's had a snap, and he's put it through. A nice snap around the body on his right peg. Brings Brighton Bombers back to within 1 point. Kicking against the breeze, so a really important, valuable goal there. Nicely locked in by the Bombers forwards.
Yeah, really good play there again. We've got a game on our hands here, Mark. Port Districts, both times they've got the ball, have switched it to open up the game and really try and spread the field. Got caught holding the ball on the other side, and there it is. It got to work down the other side, and through persistence, really good snap around the corner by Tarker, kicks the goal. All right, so they've gone back to Sam McKay in the centre now in the ruck, and I reckon that's Thomas Wellsby.
I think it's Wellsby, yeah, for Brighton.
Ball thrown up, jumps, ball necessary. Wellsby, second grab, taken to the ground. Umpire says, give it to me again.
Yeah, no clear winner there.
Tap down, off the ground. 2 players there, not going anywhere. Umpire says, give it to me again. Got an interesting line-up. The Brighton forward line is standing in a straight line heading to goal here, so they've got room to move either side.
And we've just gone 19 minutes. Big fist from Brighton.
Push.
And it comes out to O'Loughlin. Nice kick. Chance for the Brighton Bombers to go inside 50 again. Another long drop punt. Pack forms and a defensive fist from Port District. Sees it out of bounds, and it'll be a throw in about 8 or 9 metres around from the Brighton Bombers goal.
Okay, deep in defence here. Brighton, boundary throwing. Man on man at this stage. A couple of people loose there for Port Districts. They've got behind the ball, it looks like. Tackle gone to ground. Umpire says, give it to me. Okay, it's tight. It's first quarter. We've got the coach down here in front of us screaming out instructions for Brighton. Punch forward by Sam McKay. Over the back, umpire's seen something.
He's going to let it go, he does.
It's gone too
Advantage.
high. Play on. Goes short, lead, Batty, strong hands, gets a little bit of a shove.
Got a shove, yep.
James Batty a long way from home, and I reckon the umpire
reversal.
has seen a bit of descent there and has reversed the play. Yeah. Kick forward by Chris Broadbent, jumps high, spoilt. Ball down.
Falls to Wellsby, it's going to be hit the post.
Wellesley slams it into the post.
Yeah, 2 goals 2 to 2 goals 2. Score's locked away. Just beyond the 20-minute mark in the first quarter. That's a lovely kick. Oh, good work cutting across by Dixon. Gets a spoil in. And Brighton keeping the pressure on. Wellsby again in the ruck for Brighton. Might get a second go at his own ground ball. Gets something of a handball out. Now to Lachlan. Centering kick, but a 2-on-1. Might favour Districts, but a good contest from the Brighton Bombers. Good pace shown there by Tarker. Numbers with Port Districts.
Marked there by Ty Murphy from Brighton. He looks low, he kicks long to the wide. He was clear, but he got there. Wellsby down the way. Port District player slips over in the mud as he now has to get up and stand the mark. Now, Wellsby, same distance where he exactly was the other side of the oval. Didn't quite make it because the wind blew it across the front. This time, if anything, the wind will give him a little bit of favour, but it's still a really hard kick from 45 out.
Just a quick one, Tim. O'Loughlin's just come to the bench looking under a bit of duress.
And he kicks it up, but unfortunately puts it to the left and goes out of bounds on the full. Was hoping for a bit there. All right, Districts need to make advantage of this wind. Not going anywhere at this stage. Brighton on top at the moment. Kicks long, 2 players there, takes the mark. Handball, sideways, Alex Deanoff looks down the wing. Ferns, player comes over the top. Big spoil, Jarman Segal. Ferns off the ball.
Yeah, Segal and Murphy continue to do well across here. Just locking it in for Brighton. Cutting off some of the Port District's
Out of
forwards.
bounds, directly on the wing. Players stand. Here we go. Sam and Wellsby. Sam it's over the back. A couple of Brighton players get the ball, handballs it behind. Finds him, a little bit too hot for him. Little kick around the corner. Trent Heffernan, beautiful grab. Hands. Finds Tom Gray. Tom Gray kick to the pocket. Got a hand on, I reckon. Touched. The umpire down here is gone. That is a kick last play. Brighton, quick kick on. Across the ball, doesn't find the man. Dangerous kick, but no one near him as he takes the bounce, running out of defence. Taking the game on, Brighton, playing on at all costs. Kicks out wide to Finlay Bennett, doesn't get it. Handball in with too much, too hot. Port still there. Districts, scramble on his knees.
As he dragged it back in there, and it's going to come out.
Kick forward by Blake Higgins.
Higgins, it might have been, yep. Onto the chest of Draper. Oh, huge leap.
Didn't get his hands on it.
Unsuccessful, and Districts are going to run it clear. Trying to take a little bit of heat out of it. Port Districts taking his time. Slides across to Greg by the look of it, and on his left he's going to find Hawkins. Something of a sort of surprisingly short game by Port Districts, given they do have what we think is a 2 or 3 goal breeze. Numbers with Brighton. The young fella's away again. Effective kick. And Bennett again on his left.
Ran past the player grabbed him, paid the free kick. Greg's.
Warner with an opportunity. 2-on-1 though. Into the mud heap. Will he get a snap? Good defending from Port Districts, but bubbles out again.
Right in the middle of the mud, the umpire letting it go. There's been a kick here and a kick there. The player over the ball, and the umpire says, sorry, you sat on that. You sat on that and you didn't let it out. And I'm pretty sure now we've got dissent again.
He might be right on the line.
And the umpire's taking him back to the line.
Harrison Boyle looks to be the recipient. And he ought to put this over the road, I would suggest.
Into the netting. Harrison Boyle puts it straight through the middle, and we have a surprise result here. As Brighton kicking into the breeze, first quarter, 3-2, leading Port Districts 2-2. We have a game on our hands, so we'll see how we go going forward, deep into the first quarter.
Yeah, Port Districts just haven't really been able to get past Murphy and a couple of others. Just been very effective taking intercepts and killing some of the forays.
Yeah, the half-back line being very strong. Back into the centre of the ruck. Ruckman jumps. Sam McKay gets the tap over. Heffernan held, but gets it clear. Well played there by Jack Francis. Gets it out. Ball drop. Contested ball again. The umpire says, give it to me. Okay. Deep into the first quarter. Let's see how we go. Kick. Over the back. Quick kick. Another quick kick. Kicks out wide. Man on man. Ferns jumps. Takes a very good mark. Has got a good kick on him. Liam Ferns. With the wind. He's got to figure out. People are screaming at him. How long to go? Does he have the shot or does he try and pass off?
He might fancy his chances here. That breeze should be coming straight over his left shoulder. Will be 55 metres out though, so important on the goal line.
Long and high, not going to make the distance in the goal square. Batty gives him a little shove under the ball. Tries to reel it back in, but tackled over the line for a rush behind there by Brighton. By Port Districts. Brighton kicking the ball in.
Yeah, plenty
to the pocket. Kicks long and wide, jumps up high, spoilt. And we have a ball up on the outer side, right on the outer wing there. with the score being 3-2 to 2-3. Brighton Bombers leading at this stage. They'll be very, very happy with their first quarter, kicking into what is a breeze.
Yeah, Jack Loy had his name on that one out there on the wing, but just couldn't drag the mark in. Bombers going forward again.
Oh, Aaron Warner.
He's done some electrifying stuff, and that's up towards Wellesby. Oh! Is the umpire going to pay this? Right on the siren. Wellesby is going to be awarded the mark. Probably 25, 30 metres out, pretty much directly in front, and he'll kick after the siren.
Two contenders there for Mark of the Week. The Bianco Mark of the Week there with Aaron Warner and now Wellesby.
Brighton Bombers already 5 points in front. A chance to take an 11-point lead into quarter time. Nice looking action from Wellesby. Effortless, yep, he's happy with it. And the Bombers players get around him.
What a fantastic finish to that quarter by Brighton as they jump forward to an 11-point lead with a couple of really good aerial marks there. They are leading the sky at the moment, and that's why they're getting the ball down there and taking those marks and kicking goals. Okay, quarter time here at Brighton Oval. A surprise at the moment. Brighton 4-2, Port District 2-3. We'll take a break and we'll come back after messages.
That was weird what was crackly. You want to make it a piece.
It's just a one, because even though you see the thing you see, they will finish. What happened before was
Wait,
that's what we
and so do you want to...
Yes, that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. You keep going, get your turn, take it. Well, why do that? You're talking. That's it, keep going. They'll use the couple of
I think there was one that we didn't know. Wellesby bought so Shepherd got this down to the box. This is coming off the back of I like the work that Matthew and Seagull have been doing. And Wellesby was careful to take this around. Okay, right. We should start. Fans has been alright, haven't it? Yeah. Shepard with a couple of touches in hand.
No, they will get used to as soon as they break. Yep, let's go. Okay, welcome back as we're heading towards the second quarter. a really upbeat Brighton Bombers huddle that stage. But the thing I did notice, Mark, is that Port Districts weren't in their huddle for very long. So I get the feeling they got given a very strong message and get the hell back out into the field.
Quite likely, Tim. Yeah, the coach will be looking for a bit more from them.
So we'll see how we go as Brighton this quarter are kicking with whatever the breeze is. We'll head out there at half time and we'll see how the actual breeze is going and whether it is as strong as what we thought it was. But we're looking for all the other ways that we can do it this quarter. So Draper's gone back into the ruck. Who are we starting with? Sam McKay in the ruck. Siren goes. Let's get away to a good start. It's not, it's Ferns. Jumps, gets his hand to it. Osborne first to the ball. Ricky O'Loughlin. Umpire says, give it to me. Ferns runs straight out of the ruck and he runs forward. Interesting tactic there. Umpire. Weistra takes the ruck this time. Kicks forward. Hands. Picks it up. Beautiful hands backwards. Gray. Hairball sideways. Kick forward. Lead out wide. Jumps forward. Gets his hands to it. Pushed off the ball. Didn't quite scramble. Scrambled out the back. Over the top there. Otis Carthy with a left foot clearing back to the wing. It's in open space. Ball bouncing, but it's all Port Districts. Tom Smush running past. Takes the hairball. Short pass. Looks inward. Kick. Finds the man. Looks. Settles. Kicks long. Deep into the forward line. Bombers are back there. Osborne takes the ball. Shepherd on the left. Kenny Carpenter, but it's marked by the Brighton Bombers.
Yeah, lots of quick hands there from Port Districts. Looks like they're maybe trying to put a bit more pace on the game. But at this stage, Brighton holding firm. O'Loughlin Johncock takes a nice mark, and it's good to see him back out there after he looked a bit sore in the first quarter. Warner pushes it forward to Wellesby. Wellesby makes a contest. Boyle trying to work it forward as well for Brighton, but it's going to be out of bounds. Touched off the boot and a throw in. Just inside the 50 for Brighton Bombers, who are now going with the breeze in this second quarter.
Another good spoil there. There's been a couple of good spoils already. Off the hand by Tom Smush comes in. Throw in. Knocks it forward. Gaffney grabs it. Handball over the top. Beautiful handball to Tarker. Over to O'Loughlin. Johncock snaps around the corner and spoiled by the fullback in Zach Rose. Puts it through. Sean Davison takes the kick in. He's got the early call. Straight down the middle. Takes the mark. Jason Niskahus looks wide. Pops it up. Finds a man. Here we go again. Always looking to go sideways and open the game up. Our Districts at this stage. He comes back across the centre. Switch again. Back to Smush. Looks again. Cooper Gaffney out wide onto the left. He's got the short option. Goes the long option. A really good kick. Finds... Let's have a look.
That's waitering, I think.
Finds Matthew Weistra. Back to Gaffney. He looks. There's the lead. Punches it. Doesn't quite get over the top this time. Unfortunately, the lead was coming from Batty. Didn't make him. Cut off by the Brighton player. Looks again. Cuts across. Tom Gray gets the hand up and spoils it across. They've come out with a little bit more vigour this quarter.
Yeah, McGarry taking an important intercept mark back there then. So again, the Brighton Bombers' defence holding firm. Weistra in the ruck again now for Districts. He started the first term in the ruck. And he's having an influence now. So Port Districts have gone forward. Mark's been taken by Shepherd. Kicked a goal in the opening term. It'd be interesting, he's looking pretty confident here. Should be right on his distance. He'd need to kick it every bit of 50 metres. Setting up for a drop punt on the right foot. Makes good contact, might be a little bit narrow. And it's 1 point to Port Districts, taking them along to 2 goals, 4-16, trailing the Brighton Bombers 4-3-27.
Was a good kick. Was very confident he was going to kick that. Right, Brighton play on, kick straight down the outer flank. Big pack, balls forward, but well roved out of the squeeze there. Oh, he's picked it up beautiful. Jared Miller just kicks it forward. It's a one-on-one space here. We need someone. Tarker keeps it in. Tarker flips it behind his back. He goes to his left foot and he has kicked a goal. Oh my goodness me. Tarker and Mitchell Gaffney, one-on-one into that forward pocket, heading towards the boundary line. Gaffney waiting for the security of hoping it goes out. Tarker reaches in, sneaks it back, picks it up on the left and snaps it through, and there's absolutely no doubt that that's an ORTC goal of the week contender for this week, as it was 4 minutes into the second quarter. We'll remember when that was so we can watch that over and over again. And Brighton are doing everything right at the moment, Mark.
Yes, I think that the $50 ORTC goal of the week award, Jason Tarker might have Jake Tarker might have one hand on it. Away they go in the centre again. Weistra doesn't bend down. Quick kick comes out from Carthy, but it's going to be Gray. Pushing Districts forward. Another intercept mark to the Bombers. Looking very stable back there. Jack Loy again taking another mark. He switches it and might even get it back here, which he does in the sort of almost true centre half back position. Switches it now to the other side. Broadbent now. He's got a loose man out wide, but doesn't elect to pass to Siegel. Warner might be the next target, which he is. Warner takes the overhead mark and as the Brighton Bombers work the boundary line. Warner a little undecided. Kicks towards a contest. Huge leap. Seagull almost. And a free kick awarded to Port Districts there. Weistra gets it forward. Port Districts try to keep the ball in. Keep it alive with quick handball. We've seen a bit of that this quarter to the top of the square. Wrestling match. Which way is it going to go? Might be going to Port Districts, I think. 7 metres out, directly in front. Shepherd, goal scorer from the first quarter. Chance to kick his second. Very good chance to kick his second. Should make no mistake. Easily pops it through. Important goal for Port Districts. They really needed that. Margin starting to develop. Was out to 17 points and that brings it back to 11.
Really good play there by Brighton, bringing it out of the back pocket there. Great fly by Jarman Seagal. Love the way he's jumping for the ball, but unfortunately it fell to the hands of Ports. They've gone forward, they've kicked forward, and the scragging motion of one-on-one, you know, that fullback motion where you're worried about the forward, you just gragged him, the umpire said, nah, you're all over him. Free kick and a much-needed goal to Districts. All right, we're back in the middle. Liam Ferns up against Dylan Draper. Needs to come out of the centre. That's where the game's being dominated at the moment, is who gets that centre clearance. Usually ends up with a score. We've got Harrison Boyle running with Sam Gray.
Yeah, interesting, Tim. Weistra's out here on the wing by himself. Been taking a lot of the ruck taps.
Yep. I think it's a matter of Ferns gets the leap in and then runs forward, and Weistra then does the heavy lifting around the ground. So he's there in the middle now.
Yeah.
Umpire tries to flick that up to himself. Boyle running with Sam Gray.
Weistra wins
down.
that.
Trent Heffernan grabs that out of the ruck. Back in the centre. Here we go. Not going anywhere at the moment. It's a scrag now. Both teams up and about. Weistra taps it down. Again. Not going anywhere. Umpire says, give it to me. Let's watch this. It happens 3 or 4 times. You'll pick the first free. So tackle low, boys. Don't go high. Good battle between the two. Body on body. Sock it off the ground. Knocked forward. Picks it up beautifully there. Otis Carthy grabs the left foot and slams it forward. Body work. Perfectly done there. Jared Miller, 4 people in a pack, just works him under the ball, turns his body at the last moment and hooks it back in as he's got the ball 40 metres out on a 45-degree angle, aiming for his first goal for the day. Jared Miller, notable goal kicker for the Bombers. Kicked 18 goals for the year so far, sits it up, kicks it beautifully. So straight through the middle, and Miller answers for Brighton. They seem to have all the answers at this stage, Mark. Every time they kick a goal, Brighton have answers.
Yeah, beautiful kick there from Miller. Looked right at home, on the home ground. And I think Carthy will be really pleased too, setting up that play. Important contest earlier out here on the wing. Got it forward quickly, gave his forwards a good opportunity.
Yeah, good pick up there. All right, we've got a game in our hands here. Brighton doing all the front running. They know this is their season on the line here, and they know that to stay in touch with finals, this is one of the games they've got to win. Up it goes in the centre. Ferns and Draper. Oh, dead ball. Ferns gets it, falls back into his hands, and as he tries to kick it, it gets fumbled. Gets caught holding the ball pretty tough. Draper picks it up quickly. Handballs backwards to Jack Plenty. Run off the half back line. Handball out wide to the wingman. Handball over the top. Finlay Bennett half forward. Smother off the boot. Port Districts pick the ball up. Handball. Alex Deanoff gets absolutely creamed after he kicks it. Umpire says downfield. Kicks inwards. Takes a mark, left foot, centres the ball against switches, but it's gone over the top. There's a dangerous kick. It's going to come off. Wheatra stuck. Great tackle again by Otis Carthy. Handball's back over to Harrison Boyle. Kicks the ball really, really high as it finally floats and floats and floats, and it goes floating wide out of bounds on the full. Oh, dangerous kick across the centre there. Didn't find his target and gave them a shot on goal.
Yeah, and Wellesby took a heavy bump there too. Perfectly fair, but took the wind out of his sails.
Port Districts get the ball, switch it across the other side. Kicking. They're okay to here. Runs up forward. Looks like Kenny Carpenty. The next kick is the one. The half forward line. They've got three people behind the ball, Brighton. Building a wall there, which is probably why Port have been going sideways. Short again. Finds the player. He looks. Looking up, got Ruckman, got a centre half back. Kicks long and short, there's the lead again. Liam Ferns leads beautifully. He decides to play on quickly. Kicks long and hard, 1-on-1. Player gets back again. Beautiful work there by Ty Mook. That's exactly what they've been doing, that back line. Getting back and supporting each other, and they've taken on many marks. He kicks sideways, doesn't quite find his man, but they're going to get out of the dark and hand over. Shepherd takes the mark.
No, I think it's Wheatra out there with the pink boots, and it's a good pass in. Yep. Shepherd now. Chance for his third.
Pink boots.
Yeah. Murphy again taking an intercept mark, as you mentioned, Tim, having a good game. But here's a chance now for Districts to narrow the margin to under 2 goals. It's going to go short. Oh, it's not going to... It might come off. Yes, the umpire's going to pay that. Difficult to say who had the hands on it first. Gaffney, by the look of it, for Districts. Right on his distance. Raking left foot. It's going to put it to the square. Big pack. Oh, and the Bombers trying to punch it through, but weren't successful. And if I'm not mistaken, a mark's going to be awarded to Districts. Is it?
Shepherd.
Seeing if it's Shepherd again for his third.
Absolutely it is.
Presenting a few problems, Shepherd. As good as the Brighton Bombers defence has been in terms of intercepts, Shepherd appears to be the one that's causing all the trouble down there, Tim.
Yeah, he's taken, one mark, one strong mark there, one free kick and one freak goal down in the forward pocket there. The kick there from Cooper Gaffney straight into the goal square probably should have been spoiled over the back.
Yeah.
But there you go. You give me opportunity, you give an opportunity. 6 goals, 3, Brighton 4-4, Port Districts. Much needed goal, back into the centre. Ferns, this time it is Tim Dixon onto the ruck for Brighton. Gets up, punches it forward. 2 players. Gets a quick kick away, stopped by Ken Carpenty. Turns back onto his left, looks sideways straight away, and finds Benjamin Gould out on the wing. He looks to that beautiful left leg, goes forward and finds, I'm pretty sure that's Tom Gray, takes the tumble as he got pushed with his arms above his head. All players running back. Kicks it into the pocket, and behind the ball, Otis Carthy takes a relieving mark, doing that well. Otis short, Jack Plenty looks, goes back now, decides to looks like it's going to go long, does, kicks long and high, is right in front of the grandstand here, or the boundary. Big player, big spoil over the back by Wheatra, flicks over the back. Young Tom Dermody gets the ball, Gaffney picks it up, follows him up with a tackle. Umpire says, which way, holding the ball or in the back? He says, give it to me. I'll take the bouts here.
Yep, and young Dermody getting a pat on the head there for a good strong tackle under a lot of pressure.
Tom Gray caught holding the ball there, really good tackle.
Yeah, Osborne's going to take the kick. Centre wing, looking towards centre half forward. Miller taking a mark for the Bombers. Wants to move it on quickly. And that's going to work. That's going to work. Might be Tarker.
Yeah.
Only a few metres out. Shouldn't have any problems here. He's got 2 goals already, I think, Tim. So this could be his third. It'll be interesting to see whether he'll kick it with his right foot or just swing around on the left. Right foot drop punt, no trouble at all. Important goal for Brighton Bombers. Takes them along to 7 goals, 3, 45. And they lead Districts 4-4.
They've got all the answers, Mark. Every time that Port's come back as the higher ranked side, last year's premiers, you think something's going to happen, they're going to come back. Brighton have got the answers. And it comes down to a 16-year-old boy, Darmody. Tackles the ball here, takes the ball to the ground, turns the ball over. They're getting an honest effort from every player on the ground at the moment. And right now, it's a game, it's a struggle, and Brighton have got all the answers. All right, back in the centre. Ferns, Draper back in, only the one chop out. Throws it up. Good tap backwards, doesn't find the man. Ferns, a little handball. Gray, Tommy Gray, and beautiful diving ball there by Nigel Osborne to get in and it's kicked forward anyhow. There's 2. Shepherd gets the mark in. Dwayne McGarry gets the spoil out. Still kicks around the corner, goes straight up in the air. Big spoil there by the Brighton player. But unfortunately, it goes straight to the hands of a District player who snaps with his left boot. A little bit too far, curves for a point. And Brighton get the opportunity to relieve.
Yeah, I think that might have been Heffernan on the left foot there. A snap around the body, wasn't far away. The kick in from the behind went straight down the middle, almost to the centre square, but it's going to be Districts pushing it forward again. This is where they've somewhat broken down. Across half forward, the Bombers have been able to repel off half back. Ball stays alive briefly. Districts with the numbers. Another defensive mark taken by Brighton. Now look to clear. Adam making space out wide, but he's not used. Go to a one-on-one. Good fist, really good fist from Dino. They might be happy to call it a draw there. No, it spills out. Districts get clear, but it's smothered. Another contest, just Port District side of the centre. It's going to be Brighton. Oh, strong tackle from Districts. Lots of pressure. It's gone up a touch, and the umpire waves play on to advantage.
2-on-1 spoil there. That seems to be where they're breaking down. All the umpires called a free kick here. Now let's have a look. Kick played on, but which way is the umpire playing this? Is it to Brighton or is it? It is. It's to Port Districts.
Yep, I think it's going to go to Districts. The Brighton defenders were appealing, but must have been some holding there. It's going to be Sam Gray for Port Districts. Chance to bring them 1 goal closer.
I reckon the umpire paid that for hanging on too long after he kicked it. He just held him and dragged him to the ground.
Right. Gray taking his time. Important kick for Port Districts. See if they can try to string a couple of goals together and just get Brighton thinking. That one looks straight through the middle. So Gray gets his first. Port Districts get their 5th and move to 5 goals, 5, 35.
7 goals, 3. 55. It's a 10-point ball game. And this is the one, exactly what you said, Mark. So they've always kicked goal and Brighton have countered every time. If they can get the 2 in a row, gets them back within a kick, the game goes back to even again. But it's still being played on Brighton's terms at this stage. I reckon they've got the upper edge. It's work rate. There are some players around there from Port Districts that are walking, and there's players from Brighton that are running and getting back and covering the field and helping each other and supporting. Back in the centre, umpire throws. Big tap over the back there by Tim Dixon, but it's been great. Kenny Carpenter gets the support coming off back from Cooper Gaffney, but great spoil by Otis Carthy. 3-on-1, Miller picks it up, handballs out wide. Stops, kicks back in forward with his right foot over to Wellesby, gets spoiled. He's lined for the second, but the first punch came from the Port Districts player. Smush under pressure, tries the handball over the back, gets caught. Aaron Warner, snap, another spoil. Great spoil. Handball picks it up. Short, player on his own on the wing, looks. Players are running forward now. What's going on there? Here's the work rate we're looking for. Kicks to the lead, unfortunately, doesn't find him. Brighton player playing in front. Gets one only the smack in the back of the head, but also takes the mark. Deep out on the wing. What's he do? Looks forward, kicks long to centre half forward. Gaffney in front. Drops the mark, unfortunately. Sits on the ball. Umpire. What's he going to do? No. Packs on the mill. Players everywhere. And 2-on-2 down to the forward line for Brighton. That's exactly how they want it. As the ball gets straight up again. Over the back. Behind. 3-on-1 there. Punches it forward, but only goes straight to the Brighton player. Nigel Osborne, another smother. This is amazing, the amount of smothers today. And goes back to him and held. Good decision, umpire. Had no way of getting rid of that. And he brings it down for a bounce.
Yeah, the smother was followed up with a really good tackle. Wrapped him up nicely. Took him to ground too, sensibly. No sling motion. Another ruck contest. Looks like the Bombers will get the clearance. Tied up again, though, by Port Districts. Another good tackle. Tackling's been good. Pressure's been good. Port Districts look like they can... They might get a bit of a run on some of their nice left footers. They've been moving the ball nicely, but breaking down probably across that half-forward line with the Bombers' defence holding up well. Another ball up. Another contest. Another tackle. Right on the 50-metre line. Bombers trying to surge it forward, but I think we'll get a repeat. Umpires working overtime with the ball ups today. Lots of congestion. Evenly matched in the ruck. Falls to the Bombers again, and a very high ball. Who's at ground level? Port Districts have got the numbers. They're going to try. Comes back towards Tarka. Adam, a quick snap. It's only going to be a minor score.
Okay, how's the desperation of that smother attempt for Cooper Gaffney? Bounces through for a point. 7-4 to 5-5. Okay, kick in from Port Districts. Goes the other side. The captain, Sean Davidson, looks long and wide, up over the back it gets, and spoiled out of bounds. Okay. All right, we are at the 22-minute mark. It means it's about 4 minutes to go in this quarter. Next score will be crucial. Gives a big gap to Brighton, or it closes the gap completely to go in almost level. Boundary throw in. Dixon, oh no, it's Sam McGay over the top. Kenny Carpenter, give the hand, no, gives it now. Smush running, looks, waits, carries the ball. Unfortunately, doesn't have enough oomph in the leg. Cut off again. Kicks the ball out wide. Bad bounce. Good tackle. Harrison Boyle, should I say. Gets one too high as the ball goes in. Get him behind the mark, umpire. Can't play on from there. Lucky. Get him behind the mark. Good opportunity to move it fast. Looking. Well set up behind the ball. Goes short. Otis Carpy. Looks. Smush has to get out of the way there. Tried to curl. Umpire lets him go. Kicks long. Pack. Spoil. In front, good hands, handballs, good hands, kept it in. Miller picks it up, centres the ball. Oh, beautiful vision by Miller. All the Port Districts players runs to the ball to take that out of bounds, but with the deliberate out of bounds, you can't do it, right? So he had to keep the ball in, otherwise it's last touch. And Miller picks it up, centres the ball, and finds Tim Dixon, who was standing all by himself, clear by 15 metres. This is the kick I was talking about. Crucial kick. The 25 metres out, slide angle, sits it up. Oh, pushes it to the right, and umpire shuffles to the left and says, sorry, that's a miss. Oh, that's an important kick. That could come back to haunt him. 7-5 for Brighton, 5-5 Port Districts.
Yeah, an amazing amount of space there that Dixon had there. 35 metres out, directly in front, but it's a turnover. And it's going to be Boyle, I think, for Brighton. He's taken the intercept mark, and he's likely to have a shot only 35 metres out. Again, as Tim's saying, not far off the half-time siren, just to put a bit more margin, a bit more space in the game. Taking plenty of time, and he's gone back on the Michael Holding run-up. Chance for his second goal for today, I think, Boyle. He's already hit the scoreboard. Sets it on its way. Oh, hits the post 3/4 of the way up. Another behind to Brighton and a let off for Port.
Let's see what they do here. So that kick just sat up in the wind. He goes short and wide. Nearly. The umpire says play on. That didn't carry. So they're in panic mode again here. Smush settles. Kicks long. Kicks to the pack. Oh, very good mark there by Gavin Shepherd. Oh, Weester, those pink boots gets me all the time. Why do I keep getting those two confused? Beautiful work there by Ricky O'Loughlin to jump back into the ball and spoil watching the ball backwards. Umpire says, hang on a sec, you've sat over the ball, there's not long to go. The Brighton bench has jumped off their chair and saying, get forward quickly, we've got to move on. You're kicking with the wind, we've got an opportunity here. Great handball, great win, handball out the back, Smush on his left, kicks around the corner, good mark by Greg. Greggy in the middle, he says no, someone right next to you, he switches the ball wide. Cooper Gaffney looks, shot decided to go the long option, lands in the hands of Tom Gray. But that's it, good defensive. You heard the players from the Brighton bench here screaming like crazy to get back. And they did, just to cover that off. We are at half time here for the game between Brighton and Port Districts, with Brighton 7 goals, 6-48. Port Districts 5 goals, 5-35. It's a 13-point margin, and they thoroughly deserved their lead in the first half, Mark.
Yeah, I agree, Tim. Lachlan Gregg was really important there in that dying 30 seconds there. Two really big efforts. First of all, with a bit of a smother, and then followed up the play and ended up taking a bit of a relieving mark out here on the wing when the Bombers were looking really threatening. You know, I think in the last two opportunities there, a hit the post and another miss. If that had been 2 goals, what would we be looking at? We'd be looking at, a 4-goal margin potentially at half-time. But as it is, 13 points. But as you say, a well-deserved 13 points in something of a possible upset brewing.
Yeah, a great game at this stage. We'll go to half-time, we'll take a break, and we'll see you after these messages.
Good on you, Barnaby. Getting drunk. Do you want a Coke? You paying? You paying? Oh, Doctors and Cats, close. 3 points.
Trying hard.
Maybe a little bit better, Barnaby, a little bit better conditions from last week, mate?
Yeah, way better.
Your fingers are working okay today? His fingers were pink last week. The finish worked. Seven training up in the bench. Poor district, they were a spot in the road. We're under the road. We're just under the road.
Well, I went to the call of called the Footy Express like at about 5:30, 6. When you guys would have been finishing up, and it's just unusual in the Gill Road.
Across the cricket nets. So we do it in the summer. Winter. Defence is sleeves. It's hooks. Sleeves. They're not sleeves. All right. I reckon we're ready when you are.
All right.
Okay, welcome back everyone to Brighton Oval, where we have a cracker of a game on our hands here between the Brighton Bombers, 6th place on the table, against Port Districts, 4th place on the table. With the scores, there was an adjustment at half-time when the two umpires met in the middle of the ground by 1 point. The scores are now Port Districts 7, Brighton Bombers 7 goals 6, Port Districts 5 goals 4. They have been docked a point. It was 5-5 on the scoreboard as we were calling it throughout that quarter. However, both teams are back on the park. It is an absolutely magnificent day, 17 degrees. There is a slight breeze to the right of screen, but both teams are scoring at either end at this stage. Remember, we're being brought to you today by Filming Footy and Sports Interactive. Our scoreboard is brought to you by Sportal with the beautiful work they do with their electronics. Best on-ground player today that we'll be working at the end of the game will win the Dartfish Beanie and the Archie Stongs. And we already have a couple of contenders for the ORTC Goal of the Week and the Bianco Mark of the Week. We've had a couple of flies, but no one taken it. Mark, can you just take us through a couple of the better players for the first half for Brighton?
Yeah, Tim, I felt for the Brighton Bombers, I really enjoyed the work of Jarman Seagal and Ty Murphy, particularly in the first quarter. I thought their intercept marking and work across half-back was really some of the Port District's entries.
Yep.
Otis Carthy really came into play. I think there in the second quarter had some really important touches, and Tom Wellsby looks dangerous with his height. He's posing a bit of a threat up forward and in the ruck for Brighton.
Yeah, and for Port District, some of the better players there. I thought Cooper Gaffney and Tom Smush came into it there off half back with a lot of touches. Gavin Shepherd up forward took a couple of good marks, kicked some goals, and Weiss was trying really hard there as well, along with others, but we'll get better there. Look, goal kickers at this moment, Brighton, you've got Jake Tarker who's kicked 3 goals. All the others are singles. Jack Francis with 1, Jared Miller with 1, Harrison Boyle with 1, and Thomas Welby with 1. And for Port Districts, the other end, Gavin Shepherd with 3 goals, and singles to Trent Heffernan and Sam Gray. It's anyone's game, even though at this very moment Brighton at home are playing it on their terms. Port need to really pick up their game after losing their last 2. This is an important game for them now to come out here and bounce back. Whereas Brighton, on the other hand, their games, next week they play Shock. The following week they play Prince Alfred. The following week they play Tea Tree Gully. So they're going to play the top 4 sides in the next 3 weeks. So this game now crucial as we hand over for the start of the first quarter.
Okay.
Third quarter.
Yep. It looks like Ferns is going to be in the ruck for Port Districts. First kick out of the centre goes to Carthy again. He drives the Bombers forward. It's to a contest. Harrison Boyle, who's been dangerous. He gets involved over there as the ball is rushed and forced across the boundary line just outside the 50-metre mark. Brighton Bombers forward line. In fact, they're going to get a kick in by the look of it.
Last touch?
Might be a last touch rule. A bit of discussion between the field umpire and the boundary umpire. But it does look like it's going to go to the Bombers. Long left foot driving kick towards the top of the square. Looking for Wellsby. It's punched away pretty comprehensively, but Brighton had the numbers. Weister's doing a bit of work back in defence. Quick handball from Wellsby. Smothered off the boot. And I think we'll get a ball up. About 20 metres out, directly out in front of the Bombers' goal. They're having the first attack for this quarter.
Doesn't get to touch it. That's a kick in for Brighton. Love that rule, believe it or not. Not many do, but Aaron Warner to bring it back in. Kicks long and wide. I reckon he's seen Nigel Osborne in the pocket every time he got an opportunity one-on-one, and the Port player got his absolute head smashed in then with a tackle. Player bends down to say sorry about that. Looks like a bit of an accident. Slowly gets up off the ground. Very, very sore. Throws him the ball. But a kick on the half-back flank. Port Districts, as he gathered his thoughts, he got his head cracked there. Leads down the wing here. Looks for him, and he is still a bit groggy there. Kicks the ball out the side and goes off the side of his boot for out of bounds on the full. Ball taken. Chris Broadbent gets the ball now. Long, kicks long. Who was that? Jason Niskahus, where the player got smacked in the head. Gets the ball, handle out wide. Gaffney turns onto his left. Defensive pressure first down the wing. Big pack flies. Ferns taps it in. Ferns goes and gets a reply. Great tackle by Aaron Warner. Wraps him up on the wing. And Niskahus has gone down behind play. That's a good whack to the head. He's not going well at all. Umpires have seen it and they're going to go, we'll just have a bit of a wait, thanks, guys. No, he's not. He's going to throw it up. Away we go.
Yeah, a couple of heavy clashes there. And the ball stuck out on the wing here. Passanidi's shown a lot of speed around the ball. Tries for a soccer off the ground. It's going to be all Bombers though, as they work it back. We've got another injured Bomber player down here on the wing. We'll try and pick it up for you shortly. Heavy tackle, paid in the back by the umpire, and the free kick will go to the Bombers. The hometown crowd will be pleased with that. Goes quick down the left foot, but it's a terrible turnover. Laced out a Port District player who goes long in the direction of Shepherd. He has a rare fumble. Contest on the outer side with some good tackling and smothering again, and it would look like we'll have another ball up. Jack Plenty looks to have been the Brighton Bomber player who's come off looking a bit sore.
and Smush was the other player that was down behind, but it's a leg injury, not the same as Niskahush who got hit by the head. Anyway, we're back into play on the other side. There's a little bit of fire has come out at the start there. Brighton out the back, handball to a player running past. Good ball holds it up in the wind. There's still a bit of breeze out there. Great little handball over the top. Port slams it on the left, grabs the ball. Trent Heffernan gets the ball. Hands over the top. Gray over the top out wide to Kenny Carpenter. Settles, looks, kicks, just sneaks it into the inside to a much needed and a first goal to start the third quarter here for Port Districts. Good clean hands, ends up in a good result there.
Yeah, crucial goal there from Carpenter. Probably counts himself a little bit fortunate, found a little bit of space in the forward 50, which there hasn't been much of, to be fair to him. Either side, both defences have sort of been working back, or both midfields have worked back and keeping things fairly crowded. Brighton leads 7 goals 6-48 to Port Districts now, moving along to 6 goals 4-40, a margin of 8 points. Back in the centre, looks like it's going to be Ferns in the ruck again. Mixing up the Port District have been mixing up the ruck work. Big leap by both ruckmen, down to a contest again, with Gaffney trying to get it out. District's first to it, but another quick tackle. Nigel Osborne this time wrapping up his opponent, and we'll get another ball up. Both umpires have been busy with the ball ups today.
Umpiring's been good, Mark, so they've been very good at top of the ball. Oh,
that one might have been high, not going to be paid though.
He was completely shepherded by 2 players there, and I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. As he was running backwards, 2 blokes standing right in front of him, that's when it happened. So it does happen in real life.
Umpire Chester with the ball up again, and big fist forward for the Bombers, but it'll be Port District's first onto it. Might have been Gould out on the outer wing for another ball up.
Why isn't that a kick in with regards to last touch? Player punches the ball out of bounds. Should be a throw in. Should be a kick in there, but anyhow. Throw in by the boundary. Down in front, quick kick forward, Port District's play. In front, beautiful hands, scoop up. Cut it off beautifully there, Ty Murphy. On the ground, hands, throws in, hands, tries to bust the tackle this time, goes to ground. Along the ground, Kenny Carpenter again. Gets sat on by Otis Carthy and says, "You're not going anywhere. Give it to me." Our tackling's been good. Strong, committed players going really well here. Going to earn your ball today. Oh, umpire, I reckon he took his legs out from underneath him there. Tried to pick him up and help him out. He's not happy. Draper, I reckon it is. Got in underneath him there and tunnel. Is that the word?
Yeah, it might have been a bit of tunnelling there on Draper. Accidental.
Little push, gets the push. Kick back into the centre. Bounce important here. Goes either way. That beautiful bounce of our ball. Ty Murphy's done really well keeping it in front of him. Little kick. Nigel Osborne takes the mark in the centre of the ground. He's got options. He turns. Looks on the left. Kicks out wide. Look out. Oh, the 2 players. Warner, how's the courage there? His own man, Harrison Boyle, coming the own way. Oh, he's only for the ball there. Takes the mark. Well rewarded. Deanoff goes short. Finds Cooper Gaffney. No, he likes to turn onto the left. Oh, they'll probably fall for that one, but it might have been for Warner running past rather than... It might have been for Ricky O'Loughlin, Joncott running past. He goes on the left. Kicks long, bit of a bumble. Oh, strong hands. Umpire doesn't pay it. Doesn't pay it. Carpenter tries to take him on, pushes, gets the handball out. Tom Gray gets it back. Carpenter again, in front, over the top. Over the top. Oh, just bounces wide of the right-hand post and through for a point. Oh, a couple of things there.
Yeah, a bit unlucky there. Siegel flew high and almost pulled in that mark. Probably could have been paid it. The ball went to ground and Port Districts were able to get a snap on goal for another behind, taking them to 6-5. My word, we nearly had Boyle and Warner put each other in put the 2 of them in hospital out here on the wing earlier on.
I reckon Boyle just saw him and moved out the way because Warner wasn't looking at anything other than the ball. Absolutely fantastic mark.
The Bombers will work it out again, out on this outer side. They clear it now to the wing, and Jared Miller's height paying off there, and he moves it quickly forward, but another tremendous tackle by the Port Districts player out there. Held him up.
Right,
he's going to be rewarded.
Right in front of the B-grade players there from Port Districts.
All right, Districts are going to try and move move it forward with a long drop punt off the left boot. High flying again, might be another Bombers mark. Could be using his height. The tall timber from Brighton Bombers, I think, have really controlled the airwaves a bit, Tim.
They have. It's just a long kick down the line again, goes straight back down to Sam McKay. Oh, that's a good handball forward, finds the wingman on the hand. Left foot over the back, is it going to find space? We are, goes to ground. Tom Gray keeps the ball. How far is he going to run here? Tries to get down on his right so he can hook it. He does, but it goes across goal, bounces, hits the post. Must have bounced over the line and bounced back in play for it to be about a throw-in. So that's a point for Port Districts. They are peppering away here. It's now 7-6 Brighton, 6-7 Port Districts.
Yeah, crucial there. Tom Gray showing his experience, kept not losing his feet where his Brighton Bomber player went to ground.
All right. Kick in again by Jack Plenty, the left foot, searching long, big spoil. Hits the ground. Umpires pays a free kick on the ground. Can't do that. Paid a free kick to the player. You had the ball in your hand, got to give it back to him. 7-6 to 6-6. I've jumped the gun there again. That might be my point where I got it wrong last time. All right, we're on the half-back flank. Brighton still got good control over this game. Kicks long, ball held up in the air. Big hands, playing in front. Tim Dixon, the ruckman, turns, gives the handball into the middle. Over to Harrison Ball, over again, two. On this side, Dylan Draper. He looks, he kicks long. Player runs under it. Got better positioning on it then. And I reckon it was Osborne ran into him, wanting the free kick, but a free kick to Port Districts as they clear. Deanoff looks again, finds Harrison Hawkins in the back pocket. Chipping short, but all they've got is a ruckman from Brighton down the line, so he has to look for another option here. He doesn't. And he finds the ruckman, but he didn't take the mark. Ferns, left-handed, beautiful in the far. Carpenter misses his man. Sam Gray runs past, gets his hands out. Carpenter backs up with the handball, tackled. It's 3-on-1 here. They're in big trouble. Young Tom Dermody picks up the ball, handballs it over two, and gets his kick away. Nigel Osborne, but misses to the left. Opportunities galore here. Another point. 7-7 to 6-6. Brighton.
Yeah, a couple of missed handballs there from Port Districts. They look like they might have been away, but the handballs missing the target have been crucial. And Brighton keep the pressure on with numbers around the ball. Heads out now towards Carroll, but he's unable to keep it in. And we'll get a ball in. Centre wing, 7 points the margin. Early stages of the third quarter. Weester will probably take this ruck contest for Port Districts. Strong body gets a conclusive tap to Gray, who bangs it forward. Tom Gray, an opportunity now. Handball was a little bit questionable. A quick shot on goal by Port Districts, but it's offline once again. A little bit of inaccuracy.
Play it on straight away. We've got that quick kick in every time now that you don't have to wait for the goal umpire to always kick it inwards. Back, finds him. Tom Gray says, "Get back off the mark, young man." Dane McGarry stuck in the back pocket, couple of short leads there, but he says, "No, I'm going to get out of defence." Kicks long, big fly. Good hands on the mark. Toby Bedford knows exactly where to be. Tom Dermody knows exactly where to be there. Some reason out the back. Scramble for the play. All over it. Players say, "Give it to me." Twice I've called him that. Someone over in the bar called him that as a nickname, so it's stuck with me, unfortunately.
The young fella's getting an introduction to senior footy there with the hustle and bustle of that contest.
All right, we're down in front of us here. Players on their hands and knees. One goes to pick it up, but he's tackled straight away. Harrison Boyle in and under. Tackled by Sam Gray. Umpire says, "Give it to me again." Geez, there's been some tight in and under, hadn't there? Players going really well in here. Mitch Gaffney running with the ball this time. Cooper Gaffney looks like he's been moved on the ball. Running through that centre pack. Off the ground, that's the way to open it up. Good hands. Tom Gray tackled to the ground. Heffernan tackled to the ground. Picked up again by defence. And Carthy runs in. Doesn't quite get the ball. Tunnel balls it out the back. And here he is. Got caught, unfortunately, just as he's about to handball. Port tried to tick on. Heffernan looks, kicks with the advantage. Kicks another point. Players are then yelling at him, hold on to it, hold on to it. No, it was the right thing to do. Just needed the kick to go straight. Another point. 7-7 to 6-8. And they puts the ball down this time. They're going to have a bit of a breather rather than that fast play on. A lot of players here on the half-forward flank in front of us on their haunches, hands on hips, hands on knees, taking a breather. He looks straight down the middle. Harrison Boyle, big jump there by the Port player. Takes the mark, Sean Davidson. Captain looks, going out wide, punches the ball hard, long, beautiful kick. Finds the player, taking the mark 40 metres out. Let's have a look who that is with the white boots. Can't pick him up at the moment, but he's going back, he's having a shot. Oh, important kick this one. 40 metres out on an angle. Player's leading, he says no, I'm going to have a shot. That's exactly where the wind is. See where he goes. No, not going to make it. Sets it up in the goal square. Oh, he has made it, I've called it. Umpire's curse. Looked like he just sat that out in the goal square. But all of a sudden, with all the pressure, with the wind kicking with that way, Port Districts go 7 goals 8. They're up by a point mark, can you believe it? 7-7.
Yeah, look, I think that play deserved a goal. Davidson took a beautiful mark there in the centre, and he found that loose player in plenty of space out on the wing, and a nice conversion.
Trying to pick out who kicked the goal.
Yeah, the
is
white
it the player
boots.
in the middle, or is it the player in the forward pocket? We'll soon find out. Was it Jason Niskahus? I reckon it was, you know. Cheryl, was that Jason Niskahus? All right, back in the centre. Throws it up. We've got a game in our hands here. Magnificent clash here at Brighton Oval. Players, Carthy, 18. Pushes off twice. Ricky O'Loughlin. Jumps. Boyle over the top. Player runs the ball, gets it, hands. Got to find the player. Pushes out the back. Smush looks, kicks. Straight didn't look very well though. Carthy behind the ball. Just cleaning up, grabs the play. Looks. Decides to kick long and wide. Safety out to Warner, spoiled. Out to Ricky O'Loughlin, spoiled. Didn't go out of bounds. Yes, it is. Umpire says, give it to me. On the boundary, right in front of our scoreboard, right over on the other side.
Yeah, Districts just seem to be getting a bit of an ascendancy around clearance, Tim, I reckon. Brighton will be looking for Wellesby to try and show something. They haven't, there hasn't been much activity, hasn't been many opportunities going forward, but here's one now, and it's the young fella, isn't it?
Yep.
Dermody, a chance to potentially kick his first goal in senior footy. The 16-year-old turns 17 in a few weeks' time, we understand. 35 metres out, slight angle, slightly into the breeze. Not the easiest kick. Any approaches. Kicks it pretty high. I reckon it's just missed the fingertips, and look at him, get around him. Crucial goal there for the Brighton Bombers. Kicked by the young fella Tom Dermody. His first goal in senior footy, and every Brighton Bomber player on the ground has got around there to pat him on the back.
And every spectator on the balcony here with the Sumark has appreciated that. What a great memory for the young fella. What a crucial goal to kick too, with the scores are 1 point down. Puts the Bombers 5 points up. All right, we're back in the centre. We have got a cracking game here at Brighton Oval between Port Districts and Brighton. It's tossing and turning everywhere. Let's see how we go here. Sam McKay back in the ruck with, looks like Tim Dixon this time. McKay jumps, gets the tap down. Cooper Gaffney's in the middle this time. See if we can get some drive out of his left boot. Quick kick out. Run to the wing, in front of the ball here. There's that bounce again. Brighton player. Well, he slides for it. Over the back, handball called for it beautifully. He's playing a good game, that James Segal. I'm loving what he's doing out there. Plays on the ground, great composure by Anthony Adam. Kicks, unfortunately finds Gaffney. He'll roll onto his left. He looks, no, he decides to go sideways. Finds Tom Smush down on the wing. He looks, down the line, beautiful kick. Doesn't find him, however, at the back. Pied him in the back. Paid advantage. A beautiful lead by Tom Batty. Umpire, all the players have stopped here. Port District's player got the ball, turned sideways, went forward. Tom, I'll tell you what, that Jason Batty knows when to lead as a forward. He's very good, but Jason Nichols picks up the ball and laced him out beautifully. So this is a very, very important kick again, as they all are. As he looks forward, 30 metres out, 45-degree angle. Our camera has the best view in the house here of this shot at goal. Second shot for the day, set shot anyhow. Just a little bit of left hand, inside left hand post this kick. And the wind should just drag it back to the right. James Batty. Sits it up, beautiful kick. Went straight down the middle, didn't worry about the wind. And another great kick as we have another lead change. Port District's 8 goals 8. Brighton 8 goals 7. Interesting play there, Mark.
Yeah, I thought Smush set it up nicely. As you mentioned a couple of times, he's got a beautiful leg on him. I think the forwards will be licking their lips when he's passing the ball. Then a little bit of confusion with the umpire awarding a free kick and then allowing the play on. And really what we saw was 2 good short passes in a row from Port Districts, ending up in the shot at goal from Batty, and it was a beautiful shot, as you said, well caught on the camera. Back in the centre, important clearance, heavy clash in the middle. Sam Gray's taken a heavy knock there, as has his Brighton opponent. A little bit slow to get up.
Sam Gray's the one that hit Finlay Bennett, and they both stayed down. Head over the ball, strong attack on the ball. It's been that game all day, absolutely fantastic. Wondering whether he's corked or whether it's his shoulder or whether he's winded, but great attack on the ball. Tap down, straight to a Port Districts player. He's tackled immediately. I reckon Sam's coming off. He's very sore, walking off carefully. He's got a jog off, player down at the moment. Niskohus again gets the ball forward. He's had a good touch. Batty leads. Little nudge. Great play again. Nice. Great defence out of the back. Kicks wide. Finds Ricky O'Loughlin. John Kite. Got players running everywhere. He decides to kick. Goes down. Man in front. Spoil. Young Tom Dermody roving again. I reckon that's not on the ball. That's held in. Sorry. Over.
Yeah, I think we've seen some nice things this quarter from Chris Broadbent, deep in defence for the Bombers. Came bursting through that time with a relieving clearance. This time it's Higgins, not able to win the footy there, and then there's 2 Port Districts players closing down that play, and we'll get a bounce pretty much in the centre circle. Up it goes, and a big fist. O'Loughlin gets it forward. Quick hands from Port Districts, and they've got it in the clear again.
Heffernan.
Pushing it forward.
Heffernan kicks the ball long to Shepherd. Shepherd fumbles out. The umpire's either paid a free kick or a mark, but either way, Batty leads. He's in front again, pushes him off. Got the run of the ball here out the back. Off the ground, no, gets a little nudge. Umpire says it was in the side, it was okay, but there's plenty back there for Brighton to relieve, and finds the marks of Dane McGarry. McGarry looks, he's going to go short. Kick guy switches the ball, they're open out the other side here. Finlay Bennett looks, gets onto his left. Tom Wellsby, beautiful lead, led really early then to get that lead. Gets the kick away. Tarker on the lead. That's beautiful play. That's right back here in the back pocket. 1, 2, 3, switch. Mark. He looks like he's going to have a shot, or is he too far out? The wind. This is the tricky one, Mark.
Yeah, hard to say whether it's just eased off a little bit, but certainly we've seen scoring at both ends, haven't we?
Has to be a good kick from here, though. 40 metres out, straight into the teeth of it, we think. But he's going to do it after that great line of play. Oh, he's timed it beautifully, but it's gone across again. It's gone across, been smothered off the ground as they kick it out here. Kick up by Kenny. Finding getting past. Arches the back. Kicks long on that left foot. Beautiful kick. Shepherd takes the bump off the ball. Head takes the mark. Bump off the ball, but behind the play, Ty Murphy takes the mark. Harrison Boyle leads up again. Looks. Plays on. Wellsby competes again. Beautiful looks. Turns to the right. Kicks out in front of, I reckon that's Warner. Beautiful kick. Nice play there. I reckon that 50-50 there. The umpire did get beat out the way, but they went over the back, gave them the mark. Warner.
I think, Tim, when the Brighton boys do their review this week, that last couple of minutes, some really polished passing there, a beautiful switch earlier, not quite rewarded by the long shot at goal, but now a second entry, forward 50 entry.
Aaron Warner lines up 40 metres out. He's going to make the distance easily, but it just lifts across the front. And we have a tied up ball game, Mark, on the Sportal scoreboard. We've got 8 goals, 8 and 8 goals, 8 apiece. And that's exactly what we're witnessing here today. It is a very even game. Districts kick in, short, finds the player. Deanoff looks. He's got 3 different decisions. He looks, and now he runs wide. He's got no one to kick to. Just has to kick to space. It's a dangerous kick. Comes off, plays on, turns the ball over. Brighton kick long. There's a man. Miller runs the goal square. He's taken the mark. He plays on. He tried to play on. It's been fumbled. He gets it back. And he gets his kick away. The umpire, what's the call? All clear. He gives it away. Oh, my God. A lucky kick by Deanoff. Ran onto his right leg. Got shut down by the player on the mark. Couldn't go wide enough for that player. Kick long. Miller taken with the hands. Don't sure whether he dropped it or marked it, but he got up straight away. Played on because of the angle. Got tackled. Fumbled the ball. Slammed it onto his boot and kicked the goal. Oh, my goodness. A goal to Brighton and a goal to Jared Miller there.
Yep, we were hearing there was only about 90 seconds left, and now there's less than a minute by the sound of it. So that kick, that centering kick by Port District's very dangerous. May have been wiser to play safe in the last minute or two of the game.
Which is why the bench is important to let him know. Calm down, calm down. Anyhow, thrown up in the middle, not long to go. McKay up. Port District. Oh, Brody's beautiful. Nigel Osborne kicks forward whilst he's tackled, gets his boot to it, but Cooper Gaffney goes back and takes the mark. That left foot punching wide, beautiful kick. I reckon that is Kenny Carpenter. No, finds him, gets tackled, throws it back to him. Tried for the switch, but he ran straight into the middle of 2 defensive players there by Brighton, and they held it up. And the umpire says, give it to me. So it's not long to go. The Brighton runner's out on the field saying, get behind the ball here, hold it up, man up. Only seconds to go for this quarter. We hear the timekeeper yelling down to the bench. And everyone yells, holding the ball. He tried to break the tackle, goes to ground. Dane McGarry, gee, the Brighton backline's been very, very good. And that should be about it, I think. He's now going to be told by every runner and every person out there's not long to go, so he's going to go long and wide. Punches it out to the boundary line. Wellesby again leads up. Good mark. Gets a little shove after he does it. He's going to get given the 25, but he's too far out on the wing to take a shot there. But Wellesby is important late in the quarter there with those 3 marks. All right, we have got a game out of our hands with Brighton 9 goals, 8. Port District's 8 goal 8. It's a 6-point ball game. And as we return, Brighton will be kicking to the right of screen, which is where the favoured end with the wind is. But Mark, you never know, they're scoring both ends. Well, we'll be back after these messages. Thanks. So what was it, 6 points, 6-day break? They did that final.
Look at that.
2 minutes to go.
I can do 20. I can't do 20.
Scoreboard right this time.
I think that there's a point win. There's going to be, but I think once they set time, pretty basic. We check the goal. Once they've done all that, we can't do really. But he definitely had 2 kick-outs. One of them might have been off the free, I guess. From that end, it was out. Everyone went 1 out. According to the guys, but anyway, we'll see.
What was he doing there?
Knocked out of that.
I'm pretty
Sacred Heart.
Everyone agrees. But the umpire said no, it's okay. We're in the second quarter. I said no, that's cool. We've got 5. I've got someone else. He's carrying 5 as well. No, that's what I mean. It's actually
Ready when you're up. Alright, welcome back. Here we are to the last quarter of this fantastic game between Brighton and Port Districts at Brighton Oval. Scoreboard 9-8 Brighton, Port Districts 8-8. We have a 1-goal game here. Slight breeze to the right of scheme with Brighton are kicking 2, but they're scoring at both ends. Oh, it's a really good game. We've got multiple goal kickers. We've got good players all over the ground. We haven't got time to talk about them at this stage. We're going to get started, and let's just hope this stays close and the best team wins. Back in the centre, Ferns against Draper. Up it goes. Ferns off the ground, follows up his good work. Good strong pick up there. Tom Gray over the ball. Umpire says, give it to me. All right, perfect conditions out here. Sunny conditions. Bit of mud and crap all over the oval, but that's what it's been like for 6 weeks of rain. You can't get anything growing. All right, umpire. Weetra takes it this time. Interesting. Carthy around the quick kick with his left leg. I reckon they've kicked each other there. Both players are still down. Kick forward by Districts. Taken by Heffernan. Tries to get his boot to it. Great tackle there by Dane McGarry. Over the top. Handball goes to the boundary line, and that could be last touch given it was a handball. What is the umpire going to say? It is. It's last touch. They do it by handball and by boot, which is amazing. There we go. This is the big fella in Gavin Shepherd. Looking. Pulls the kick a little bit, kicks to the pocket, and beautiful mark by Jarman Sigel. He's been good, Mark, in the back pocket there. He's been very good. All right, relieving. Let's see how they go. We've got instructions being yelled from the bench here in front of us. The runner's already on the oval, so he's getting it there. Kicks it back, straight into him again. I reckon that is the same person again. Gavin Shepherd goes short this time. That looks like Smush. Smush looks, can he kick that far? No, he goes short again. Great lead, great mark, great positioning. Had a very good mark.
Tom Gray?
Yes. Everyone's pointing. It's back there, it's back there. He ran over the mark, And it does look like Tom Gray. Whew. Good start to the quarter this will be if he can get this. Ties up the scores again, and we'll get back to that game that we're looking for. But this has been the hard kick, hasn't it, today? Where that little bit of breeze pushing into you from right to left. So
there have been some missed opportunities, certainly, with shots at goal from this distance.
Let's see how we go. Tom Gray, slow walking. Clips. Oh, he's online. He's online. A player does get to it, but I reckon he's over the back. Gee, they're only just sneaking it over there. Tom Gray gets the ball. Port District get the first goal of the last quarter, and the scores are tied up. We have got a game on our hands here.
Oh, Tim, I think it's really season on the line stuff now for Brighton, given their position on the ladder and the importance of this game. They're also down a few soldiers, I reckon. I've noticed that Chris Broadbent, who had a very good quarter in the third quarter, he's got some heavy strapping on, hasn't come back on the field in this last quarter. And, of course, the skipper, Carthy, copped that heavy knock that you called a few moments ago. He's looking a bit proppy as well.
Yeah, as he's running to full forward now, it looks like, so he might be going there for a rest. Not bad when you put a player like him for a rest at full forward. Back in the centre, players up. Ferns takes a second tap around. Wheater does well from centre half forward. Comes in, Gaffney running through the centre, gets his toe poke to it. Fantastic. Again, putting hands over the ball. Umpire, they're all pulling, they're throwing their arms back, flaying everyone wanting a free kick. He says, no, give it to me. The Port District's got a little good centre break clearance there just by forcing the ball off the ground. No clear. Strong, hard tackles in there. Two Port District ruckmen spoil each other, then punch the ball. I'll have it again. What do we got behind the play? No one. We've got one or two here. Yet loose. Young Tom Dermody says, no, I'll come and stand next to you. Make sure that doesn't happen. Off the ground, like it, out into space. Aaron Warner, I reckon that's in the back. Umpire sits on him. And Warner gets the free kick. Who was that? I reckon.
Yeah, it hasn't been for the faint-hearted at the bottom of these packs. Lots of heavy tackles.
Oh, and he's handballed it off sideways. Straight to a man, he's stuck. Who then drops the ball one-handed, kicks it backwards. It could be a massive turnover here. What's happened there? Tackles into the ground. He's trying to get it out. So I reckon he didn't take the kick. He handballed it backwards. He ran straight into a player running at him, handballed it back to him again, and it went over his head. And they turned that over horribly in their back half. Right in front of goal here for Port Districts. Tap over the back. Who's there? Deliberate tap over the back to no one. Picked up by Finlay Bennett with his beautiful left foot around the corner. Tap forward. Who can pick it up? It's all about clean hands now. Great little handball there by Tom Dermody. He's done so well. Handball again. Looks. Big ruckman there in Dylan Draper. Kicks to space. One-on-one. Out it comes. Fumble, fumble, fumble. No. Jared Miller keeps it. Socks it in. It's one-on-one. Tarker at the back. Body on body. Beats Lachlan Gregg for a one-on-one. And the ball's gone from one end to other. A lot of individual one-on-one duels there. And Jake Tarker has a shot on goal. 30 metres out. On a slide angle. This is the angle they've all been kicking him from. This will be his fourth goal if he can get it, and could be the difference.
Yeah, it was heart attack stuff back there in defence for the Bombers.
Lines up. Sits it. Sat it out to the right, and it stays right. Big miss. 1 point. However, take the lead. 9-9 to 9-8.
Yeah, big groans from the big Brighton crowd here at Brighton Oval this afternoon. They hold a 1 point lead, the home side. Long kick in from Port Districts. Past the 50 metre line, a big, big contest there, but it's going to be Brighton breaking away again. Draper drives it long, slightly offline, carries, oh hold on, no, carries all the way, but just to behind. Draper taking the margin to 2 points. Oh. Districts, quick kick in towards...
Sam McGarry, beautiful kick out wide, one-handed.
Nice one-handed mark there from Tom Gray. He's been influential in this last quarter. Moves it forward towards Heffernan. He looks to drive it inside 50. There's a loose man.
Shepherd.
And I think it is. Yeah, we think it's Shepherd, isn't it? Yep. Shepherd, who's been dangerous. A little bit quieter in that third term. But now with a chance to put Port Districts back in front. Fairly tight angle, but probably 35, 40 metres out. He's kicked nicely through the course of the day. It starts on line. Not going to make the distance, though. Huge leap. And the mark paid to Port Districts.
Oh, no. Big pack off hands.
Brighton will be disappointed they weren't able to force that through. Might be Ferns, is it?
Yep.
Ferns has taken a big, important grab. He's on a tight angle, but close enough probably to run around. And this will see Districts regain the lead. He's going to drop it onto his right foot. And he's happy with it. Port Districts back in front by 4 points. Ferns with his first goal.
He had the momentum there, so the ruckman, they always stand back in the goal square, and as the kick went, he started running. He had the momentum, so as he flew, he got his first hands onto it, then he took it on the diving mark, falling to the ground, the second mark. The umpire was right there in the goal square. He was looking straight at it, 10 metres away, so he said he had 2 grabs at that. I'll pay it. An interesting mark. 9-10 to 10-8. Goodness me. All right, still anyone's game. Back in the centre. Change up here. Gray's in the middle. Cooper Gaffney's in the middle. Draper against Ferns. Picked up by... And Ferns says not going anywhere. Nigel Osborne, of course. Umpire says give it to me in the centre. This is going to be important. Good punch down by the Brighton player. Picked up by Harrison Hawkins. Kicks out wide. Benjamin Gould tries to mark it. Lets it go. Careful. Let go of him. Grabbed him by 2 hands. Districts had the ball there and about to take off. And the big fella there, Tim Dixon, runs. Kicks it out wide. Misses his player, but he does enough to keep it in. He turns. Goes down the side. Oh, good hands up. Off hands. Tarka. Wellesby grabs the ball and gets absolutely hung and quartered with around the neck. Tackled too high. Little fella too. Tackled him, got him. He's really tall, but it was too high. It was there. Everyone knows it. And Wellesby now has got a big kick. 25 metres out. Just on a slide angle. Oh, goodness me.
Chance for Wellesby's second, Tim, and as you say, a short Port Districts player there managed to get Wellesby extremely high. The old coat hanger.
Oh, no.
He's blowing it. Offline to the right. One behind only.
That's 2 set shots from the same position they've had, and they've blown them both. So let's hope they're still in the game here, which they are. Plays on quickly from full back. Portage goes wide, big fly, knocked down. Hands, tackled, smothered, hands. Hands out wide to the runner. Not going anywhere. Brighton player says to him, you're mine. Didn't have much of an option there. He sat on him until he got there. On the outer flank, right over there on the half-forward line. Front of the light tower, on the outer wing here at Brighton Oval. The shadows come across the ground on this side, but they're in bright sunshine, beautiful conditions. Player runs forward, then gets bumped, put on his backside and sat on and says, I'll have it again. 3-point game. Punch forward. Districts. Man in front, gets the ball, takes it with his hands, handballs out wide. Wheatra kicks, goes off the side. Strong mark, no, bounces out, goes out of bounds on the other side.
Yeah, Tom Gray, another important touch there. He's been influential in this fourth quarter. Boundary umpire to throw it in. Just the Port District side of the centre. It's a high ball in. Rucks contest down to another big pack with a soccer off the ground, pushes it forward. Port District's lead in the race for the ball, but a Brighton bomber right up his clacker, and we'll see another ball up. Wheatra coming off on the interchange now, and Smush heading back on. 11 minutes gone in this last quarter. Tap comes down to another contest. And it's a quick kick. It's safely marked there by McGarry again by the look of it. His kick, Sun might have been getting in the eyes there of the Bombers player. He takes it comfortably. Long kick to a 2-on-1. Davison's going to have to do well to try and stem this play. The Brighton Bombers going forward. Draper and Warner working hard for the Bombers, but it's going to be Port District's clearing, and the ball will be out of bounds. And a ball in now, Bombers side of centre this time. Interchange benches working overtime. Another high but short ball in.
Shallow throw in by the umpire. Read beautifully by Tim Dixon in the ruck, who grabs it. It's over the back. over the back. Big fella picks it up. Dylan Draper. Oh, it's a poor throw in by the boundary umpire there, but well read by the Brighton player. And they got over it and got the goal. Who was it? 22, Dylan Draper.
Yeah, luck's a fortune for Draper there. Not
Yeah.
sure how that ball got over the back to him, but he was Johnny on the spot, in the right place at the right time.
Yeah.
Managed to get it onto his left foot.
Well, we're back in charge. Brighton 10-11, Port District 10-8, a 3-point game the other way. Seesawing game here. Fantastic opportunity. Both teams here doing everything they can. It's a fantastic battle in the centre. Both midfields have been so strong there today. All around the ground, they're tackling. You know you're playing game now. Up it goes. Draper over the back, Nigel Osborne running around onto his left. Kicks, pops it up. Very good lead. Aaron Warner, beautiful lead at full pace. Sticks the jukes up, takes it. Rolls around onto the left. Punts it up, a couple of leads there. Good tackle, handball. Tackle, Tarker's on his own or just fumbles, unfortunately. Picked up by Lachlan Gregg, I think. He gets tackled by Tarker, puts him on the ground. And Tarker straight away puts his hand up, signalling to the bench that he's hurt. So the ball's gone down to the wing. And
I'll stay with the injury, Tim.
Yeah, I reckon he's done a shoulder. Anyhow, we'll go that way. Still going forward. Port Districts. Ball comes out. Tom Dermody comes out, takes it. Back, handball. He's got up. Aaron Warner again. He looks.
It might have been Lachlan
Walker
Gregg.
very high. Ball, up he goes. Cooper, Gaffney under the ball. No, Zach Rose it was, under the ball. It was. Took a whack to the ground, I reckon. Either shoulder or face. Really good there by Jake Tarker, who's, while the ball got cleared away, stayed over him, said, "You're right, mate," and called to the Port District's runner and trainer and said, "Come here and help him out." Good mark there. I reckon that's Liam Ferns. Yep. Liam Ferns looks. Short kick on the lead up, but no, defenders again. Well done. Out the back. Dane McGarry's done well. That whole back line has really stood up well. Handball hits his ground. He done died, pinned down and pick it up. He decides to soccer it over the top. Good tackle. Could have slung. Good decision. Umpires have done well. They've got that out of the game. That would have been a usual sling tackle, but he held him back then, just put him gently on the ground. Can't be any stupid free kicks this late in the game with a 3-point margin. Back. Handball over the head. Was there a voice? Who knows? Handball. Port Districts picks it up. Kicks. Only got the Brighton players standing behind the play. They're well set up behind the ball here. Once again, they're spreading. Players running everywhere. He looks. He goes straight into the middle of the ground. Dangerous kick. Oh, but the spoil was 3 Port players went up. Out the back. Run straight through the centre. Looks. There he is. Ferns again. He looks. Goes short. Is he going to make it? Oh, no, he doesn't. Not quite on it. Kicks it long, hard and wide. Aaron Warner's the recipient of this. Going to get tackled. Timing of the tackle was critical there. Got him at the right time. Harrison Hawkins over the ball. Warner again backs up beautifully with his left foot. Good chase by his. He kicks over the top. Wellesby takes the mark. Deep into the pocket. He doesn't hang on. He stops. He looks. And there's Ricky O'Loughlin, John Cock, standing there as he centres the ball. Takes the mark. 25 metres out, straight in front. Jesus, a good play here, right in front of us, Mark. On the flank there where the players come, the tackle came, they got up straight away, no whinging, no carrying on. And Ricky O'Loughlin Johncock has the opportunity as he sucks in the deep ones here to put them in front by 9 points. Get that margin they're looking for. He kicks, he sets it up, he leans back, gives it a little bit of left, and it pipes back to the right, and there's an important goal by Ricky O'Loughlin Johncock. Oh, great play by Brighton there down the wing. Down the wing. As now we've got Brighton, 11 goals, 11, 77. Port, 10 goals, 8, 68. 9 points.
Yeah, some great contests there out on the wing, as you say, Tim, and then a really good centering kick from Wellesby. Just noticed that Dixon's getting over the top in the ruck with his extra height. Thought Ferns was starting to tire, but Ferns is not going to give it away. He looks like a really good battler. Up they go again. Fast kick forward by Port Districts, gets it up towards the 50-metre line. Again, the Brighton Bomber defence holding strong, and we're going to get another ball up. The tackling has been an absolute credit to both teams today. Tough and fair, another ball up, an attempted soccer off the ground, could have been in danger. The umpire lets it go on, and it gets pushed forward by Port Districts to a 1-on-1. Now it's a 2-on-2. All 4 players go to ground, but keeping his feet is Heffernan, and he's going to run into an open goal.
So Heffernan got the first little left foot kick forward and just followed his ball while the 4 players sat on the ground there with a dead ball situation.
Yep, he worked his way through that heavy mud and brings Port Districts back to within less than a kick.
3 points. What a game we have here. Fantastic. Umpires are doing a fantastic job, Mark. We let them go. 6 minutes to go. The timekeeper just signalling down to the Brighton bench there so they know where we're at. It is a game of inches. That you're right with it. It's in the centre. Who gets the clearance, and away we go from there.
Yeah, so it's going to be Ferns again up against Dixon in the ruck. Dixon with the height advantage. He put one down the throat of a teammate earlier on in this quarter. Let's see if he gets over the top again. No, this time it's Ferns with a really good leap. Even contest. Dixon getting back involved at ground level, and then another tackle and another ball up, again right in the centre circle. Umpires have earned their money, rucks have earned their money, and the ground ball players and tacklers certainly earning their money. Dixon with his height. O'Loughlin, John Cock trying to burst through. He's going to get through. Gets a handball forward, anything to get it forward at this stage. Here's the young fella from Brighton. Got a good quick handball out, good quick hands. Oh, nearly finds the chest of the leading full forward, but there's 2 Port Districts players there to try and tie things up.
Oh, Tarka then hit his one hand because the Port Districts player had his other arm tied, so it was fantastic.
Ball up. Warner with a tap out. Tackle by Wellesby. And another tackle laid by Port Districts, and we'll get another ball up. 3 points to the margin. Lots of congestion around this forward 50 for Brighton. No clear winner of the tap out there. Another ground ball. Ooh, tried to be an urgent kick, and now it might be Harrison Boyle trying to get it out.
Ricky O'Loughlin, John Cock.
O'Loughlin, maybe his second goal this quarter.
That was a great handball by Harrison Boyle down low, just flicked it out the back to where I'm pretty sure it's Ricky O'Loughlin, John Cock that was waiting for it. And it was a beautiful, but it never looked like it was going to miss as he snapped that around his body for a goal. And there is an important kick. Gets it back out to that 9-point margin. We're under 5 minutes to go in this last quarter. We've got a fantastic game here. And this is how the game's going all day, Mark. It's gone goal for goal for goal for goal. It just hasn't ended up where sides kicked away at any stage.
Yeah, we'll try and keep an eye out to see whether Brighton attempted to put someone behind the ball.
I'm right with you about how the rucks at the moment have just been crucial.
Ferns another good contest though.
All right, there he is.
Dixon
follows up his own ball, kicks it again to O'Loughlin. John Cox kicks forward. Here we go. Big push out of Wellesby. Fantastic body work. Gives him a little nudge, which is all fair and war. It was right within the last moment, but that's just great effort here. And it was great effort by the ruckman. That was Dixon. Got the tackled. Shepherded, tackled, got the ball, handballed it over to Ricky O'Loughlin, John Cock going through. Great long kick. Wellesby, great experience. Good forward craft there to knock him under the ball and knock it sideways.
Yeah, Wellesby with 4 goals last week. Chance for his second.
30 metres out, straight in front, sets it up, but he kicks it to the right. He's missed a couple. It's just a chip shot there. He needs to run through and kick the whole way through that. But, handy point, Mark.
Well, not handy enough. They would have loved a goal there.
I reckon that's 12-12 now to 11-8, which makes it a 10-point game. 2 goals Port Districts need to get down to the other end, so they're going to have to go hard and they're going to have to go long and go fast. Sam McKay plays on quickly. He's at the wing already, gets the kick, finds a player, handball, run a play, kicks again. They're going wide, over the top. Oh my God. Who's that?
Blake Higgins.
Blake Higgins take a mark. Right over the other side there. A bit too far for my eyes. Geez, their backline's been good today. They've held up strong, haven't they, with their marks? Kicks long down the wing. It gets the push, punches it forward. One player at the front of the square, held onto it, tries to handle over the back. Gaffney, quick hands. I reckon that's Gray to the runner. Great tackle. Brings him down, holding the ball. The big fella there in Gavin Shepherd just got the ball smacked out of it. Not
Carthy in the long
long
sleeves.
Carthy, good strong tackle that was. Taking time off the clock here. Long and high. That's the game for Brighton. Over the back. O'Loughlin, John Cock, rather than have a shot at goal, just sits it up for the two of them. Got a good mark there. Kicks. Good mark in defence by Port Districts. Trying to get in another, can't see it. Might be Sam again, but kicks sideways, goes to the line. Kicks, not going to make it. Or jumps back into the pack. There he is again. In the middle, Harrison Boyle picks up the ball. He's gone for a torp. He thought, I'm going for it. Great spoil. Tarka is standing under the ball. Very good spoil. Out of bounds. And that's what it's about here. As the clock ticks down, it's under 3 minutes.
Tarka might be a bit disappointed with the talk coming in. Might have preferred a drop punt, but anyway, ball in.
Instruction. Brett Backwell, the coach from Brighton, screaming in front of us here, get back, get back. He wants to build the wall here. He doesn't mind if they get the ball in the back pocket, as long as the wall is falling back here on the half-back line or on the wing area, which is exactly what's happening. So the object of the game here from Brighton is just to bottle it up. Districts have got to open it up and get it out wide as quickly as possible and not have a dead ball situation. Very good running, good tackle, good handball over top. Passaniti looks, he kicks off the inside of the boot. Carthy, no. Shepherd, handball, sideways. Cooper Gaffney on the left, looks, gets caught. It's a game of inches. He was clear. The little fella, Tom Dermody, runs him down. He's been called play on, umpire. He's been called play on. What's going on there? Carried on. Kenny Carpenter grabs it from him straight away. He looks into the centre of the ground, takes a risk. It doesn't come off. Picked up by Jack Francis. Turns back down the middle. That doesn't come off either. There's a half scoop there. Sam McKay picks it up, gets it out. Okay, they're out. Alex Edoff picks it up, needs to pick it up. Falls over. And now Ricky O'Loughlin, John Cott, what a last quarter he's played. Kicks it over to Jared Miller. He looks up, sets it. Tarka behind, pushes off. Is he inside? Yes, the man says yes. He plays on quickly the left. He's kicked it up. I reckon he's trying to bring rain. What's happened there? It's gone through. That's it. There's the winning goal.
Yeah, Tarka went to boot the cover off that one. But, extremely high.
I reckon he's kicked the wrong side of the ball, because if you, from there you want to curl it from the outside in. I reckon he's kicked under it and it's going up 100 mile an hour. But the umpire stood under it, watched it go over his head, and that is now 13 goals 12, 90 to 11 goals 8, 74, a 16-point margin to Brighton with only 2 minutes left on the scoreboard, or less than 2 minutes left on the scoreboard. It's been a magnificent effort by Brett Backwell in front of us here, screaming out, shut it down, close it up. But Dixon, last quarter with the ruck, punches the ball forward, smothered again, they're still running forward. Big tackle, handball out the back, here he goes. Warner, Aaron Warner runs, kicks, oh my goodness, across the face of goal, a point. 13-12, not long to go now. This has to be a torp down the middle, there's no other way to go. This will be 3 in a row for Port Districts. Young Tom Dermody cuts that off again. Ball hits the ground and he tries to drop kick it. And that's well and truly it. Otis Carthy again, the tackling and where he wants to be at the right time at the right moment. He's going to have a shot, Mark, as you would do from 65 out with less than a minute on the scoreboard. We're leading by 17 points.
And the umpires don't allow drop kicks anymore these days. That tackle, ball falling loose, not getting his foot to it.
Sits it up beautifully into the goal square, looking for the high flyers. Punched over the line, that'll count as a point. It does. Final score, 13 goals 14 to Brighton, to 11 goals 8 to Port Districts, which is a margin of 18 points. Help me out there.
Yep, 18 points, your math's right.
18 points, which is an amazing outcome Port Districts have now lost 3 games on the trot, which still leaves them clear in 4th position from 5th position, but they need to arrest this slide. Maybe that little bit of slide they need. But Brighton, as I said, as they now hit into 3 top sides they've got to play in a row, needed to win today to keep their hopes alive of jumping into the 5th, depending on what Teateree Gully does today.
Yep,
Mark, just an observation of best players for Brighton today.
Yeah, look, I thought Brighton showed a lot of character. We talked often about their half-backs and their intercept marks. I thought Broadbent, until he went off, was important in that 3rd quarter. I thought Jake Francis had a good last quarter, and you made the comment around skipper Otis Carthy having some important tackles and just showing a lot of steadiness in that last quarter. And of course we can't ignore the goal scorers in the last quarter, Tarka and O'Loughlin Johncock hitting the scoreboard in that final quarter to run out 18-point winners.
So Brighton goal kickers, 4 goals to Jake Tarka, 2 goals to Jared Miller and Ricky O'Loughlin Johncock. Singles to Wellesby, Boyle, Francis, Draper and Dermody. And for Port Districts, the only multiple goal scorer today was Gavin Shepherd with 3, and singles to Kenny Carpenter, Sam McKay, Liam Ferns, Tom Gray, Trent Heffernan, James Batty, Sam Gray and Jason Niskahus. Thank you for joining us today. Thanks for filming Footy, Sports Interactive, all our sponsors. We're going to sit down now, Mark and I, and just very quickly do the best on ground. There's very good players here. We're just going to have a quick talk about it before announcing it on air. You'll see that during the week on our show. But the Dartfish Beanie and the Archie Stongs will be a very hard call today. There'll be many good players. We've got some contenders for the ORTC Goal of the Week, which we'll be putting forward this week, and even a couple of contenders for Mark of the Week. On behalf of the Adelaide Footy League, Tim Pillion and Mark Bevan, thanks for watching. A great game here today between Brighton and Port Districts at the Brighton Oval.